Hey, Slashy Buckaroos, how the heck are you? Another late one. I worked late on a Tuesday, but I'm off tomorrow, so I thought I'd do a late night video here. My new schedule, I missed all the episodes of the Logger Room, guys. Now it's kind of a bummer, but I like the hours, man. I like the hours a lot. Anyways, I digress. Let me check something out here. Sure, everything going like it's supposed to. All right. There we go. All right. So I poured myself a beer. This is the M80 from Banter Brewing. What kind of beer is it? Well, it's a beer. Not trying to be flip on you. That's really the best way to describe it. I mean, it is a beer. Technically, I suppose you could call it a craft malt liquor. It comes in at 6.7%. It does use a little bit of flaked corn, but unlike those macro versions of the style, it doesn't have that sickeningly sweet corn syrup taste because they're using fine ingredients there. It's one of those. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it other than it tastes like a beer. It is that old school beer. It was originally designed at that 6.7 to 7% range to be part of a shandy, but that didn't work out. So he debated what to do with the beer, and I remember I think I was one of the first to try it, and I told him that it would sell. He says, "Really?" So yeah, I'm telling you, folks of a certain age are going to love this, and people do love this one. I mean, it's just a no frills beer. It just tastes like beer, and there are still those of us out there that like beer. It tastes like beer, man. You set that down for a second. Got to check something over here. I was looking before. Whoops. There we go. Using my other studio here. I like using this area. I have to adjust. I had a stool here, but broke on me. Kind of like sitting up a little higher because then I could show what's up on this better, and you can see my dad's plaque and that kind of thing better. But I kind of like just a little space here where I can show you a few things. I did pour myself a little bit of whiskey neat here. I opened up one of these bottles. It was a 3 bottle set. I opened up the rye the other day. But here I opened up the 100 proof Revelation double barrel whiskey. And unfortunately, the little bottles don't give me any information on it other than that. Let me set that down for a second. See if I can find that info we need. Yeah, real quick here. Oops. Hit the wrong button. Bear with me. I want to see if I can find some information on that whiskey. Revelation double barrel. So it was a neat set. So 3 small bottles, but it was only $15 for the set, right? You can't beat that. Oops. Well, man. So it's 100 proof, placing our already aged 6-year whiskey in an alligator charred new American oak, deepens the color and fills our whiskey with flavors of dark toasted vanilla. The finished product came out so smoothly, increased the bottling proof to 100 proof. So they tell you to look for flavors of dark toasted vanilla. So let's check that out now, shall we? Using my old school. Well, you see the name on the glass. I am a fan of old glassware. So I poured about 2 ounces neat there. Well, actually, about an ounce and a half. A lot of big vanilla, a lot of barrel on the nose. Oh man, that is absolutely delectable. Oh my Lord, have mercy, that's tasty. Oh. The first alcohol of the day, even though I was in a brewery all day long working. But yeah, this is my first taste today. By the time I got home, I got off about 9:30. By the time I got home, got some food fixed, and it was a little after 10 when I was setting this up. But I knew I couldn't get everything ready before 10:30, and I hit it just about right on the mark. Ugh. I do like this beer. Again, for that reason, is that again, it's just a beer, right? There's no other flavors. You're not going to get those crazy hop notes like your favorite IPA. No, I mean, it just reminds you of what beer used to be. Oh, yeah. Man, that's nummy. So I thought I'd start with just an old school beer and pair it with some whiskey neat. But I do have a cocktail getting ready. So if I do want to run this video longer, we can do that as well. Depends on how long all this takes, I guess. Oh, mercy. Got to put that back on over here, though. Ah, yep. Using my pheasant glass, my right-handed pheasant glass. Because if I hold it with my left hand, you see, you can't see the pheasant. So it's a right-handed glass. Anyway, the first time I said that many years ago, I had someone online not understand what I was talking about. What do you mean right-handed glass? Because anyway, not everybody gets my sense of humor. That's okay. Oops. Hold on. There we go. Oh, mercy. Man, that is just delicious. Set that down. I want to focus on this whiskey a minute. Oh, man. The aromatics are stunning on this whiskey. You like the Heaven Store products? I am curious to know exactly how hands-on Bob Dylan is, because usually the folks that put their names on the whiskey, it's really just there's a name only. Most of them have nothing to do with the actual product other than to pick up a check. So I am curious if Bob Dylan's really a whiskey guy or is just a clever way to make some money. But I do enjoy the products. I gotta tell you, as far as the label whiskeys I've seen, this one these products are done very well. Last year I picked up a cask from them that was just amazing. It says bottled by Heaven's Door, Memphis, Tennessee. Bottled by, doesn't say where it's distilled. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, I'm usually leery of these label whiskeys, but the products that I've had with that name on it have been very good. And this 3 bottle set for 14.99 really seems like a bargain. Since I mean the 750 of this goes for about 60. 200 ml bottles, yeah, it doesn't seem like a bad deal for the $15. Let you try a few things. Yeah, I will say I have always been a fan of Bob Dylan musically. Way back when I was an aspiring musician, I wanted to be a lyricist, and I was greatly influenced by Bob Dylan. The folks that influenced me the most, lyrics wise, were Bob Dylan, and then Justin Hayward and John Lodge from the Moody Blues. So stuff I wrote as a youngster. I had no right no right to even write such things because I hadn't experienced any life. But it was very existential, much like Bob Dylan's material and Justin Hayward's as well. It's influenced by the poetry more so than anything else, I guess. The flow. I love the seriousness of Bob Dylan and Justin Hayward as well. The songs seemed to mean something. They weren't just meaningless, soulless lyrics. They were trying to tell you something. Tangled Up in Blue, Bob Dylan is one of my favorite songs from him. Also, Stuck Inside of Mobile with the Memphis Blues again. I really love that song as well too. I think it was. I'm going to be paraphrasing slightly, but what's his name? Bob Weir from Grateful Dead. Let's try to remember how he phrased it now. But he made the reference that it was a very pretentious song, and it probably was or is. But there's something about those lyrics that did speak to me. But a lot of most of Bob Dylan's songs were kind of rambling. Tangled Up in Blue, for instance. I mean, you gotta be following the story, and not everything is to be taken literally. And that was a different time. There was a lot of imagery used back then. So when I fancied myself a lyricist way back when, that's kind of how I wrote everything. I never really learned how to tell that proper story because I was hiding everything and symbolism and imagery. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? I'll post your comment there as I finish up my whiskey. Stuck Inside a Mobile with the Memphis Blues again. But I do like that song now. From the, gosh, what album was that on? Sweetheart Like You. I was trying to remember what album that was on. I had that album. I don't think it was Infidels. Maybe it was though, 'cause I did like that album. Sweetheart Like You. The video for that song was awesome as well, though. Ah, it is not going the direction I want to go. Anyway. Was it on Infidels? Okay, I couldn't remember. I was thinking Infidels, but then I was kind of doubting myself. I did love that album, though. Infidels. That was a great album. Oh, when he went into his Christian phase with Saved, he lost a lot of followers there. Lost a lot of fans. But I mean, I was younger than his fan base, obviously at that time. But so I kind of picked up on. I loved the way the Infidels was going. That album was just crazy good. It was almost a comeback album for him, though. And I don't think it did extremely well commercially, but boy, I knew critically it did well. I really love that album. 'Cause I was 83, so I'd have been 18. Joker Man, Sweetheart Like You, Neighborhood Bully. Oh yeah, that was a great tune too. Man of Peace. Ugh. The whole album was outstanding. It was just brilliant. But going in that direction, I am kind of curious exactly how much, it's bottled by, so it's distilled somewhere else. So I don't know if they're just picking out certain barrels or a lot of musicians and actors want to get into the spirits business, and most of them end up getting out of it after a period of time. There's another famous rock and roller who did a line of tequila. Without mentioning names, you're going to know what I'm talking about. And I'm not a tequila guy, so I actually never bought any. But my friends that did know something about tequila said it wasn't great, especially for the price they were trying to get for it. That seems to be an issue, right? When you have stars lending their name, whether they're musicians, actors, or whatever, lending their name to a product, it tends to raise the price, and that's always the question. Well, is it worth that price point? Some cases you've got what should be a $15-$20 whiskey going for $40-$50. But in this particular case, I gotta tell you, everything I've purchased with the Heaven's Door label on it has been worth what I paid for it. I mean, it was comparable to other things of the same price point. Let me put it that way. Which is, I mean, that is a rarity because that's usually not the case. When you see somebody's name on it, you're looking at that price going, okay, it's this, but it probably ought to be this. But I've been very impressed with all of the Heaven's Door products I've come across. This is remarkably easy to drink at that 100 proof. What I'm really enjoying about it though is the amount of barrel going on and the fact that it isn't a very sweet bourbon. Sweet bourbons seem to be where the trend is these days, especially with everything having to be weeded. And I'm just that old school guy that misses classic bourbon. I love a traditional bourbon that uses rye as a secondary. And I don't hate weededs, don't get me wrong. It seems the trend is to make those whiskeys sweeter and sweeter. So when I taste a whiskey like this, where I do get some of those notes, right? I get those big, as they say, dark toasted vanilla notes. There'd be a tinge of brown sugar because you find a little molasses, but it's not an overly sweet whiskey. It's got enough barrel to just balance everything out. So let me finish this up and I will finish my beer here. Oh, biscuits. So, as I mentioned earlier, I do have a cocktail prep, but I think I'm going to save that for a second video here. I don't usually do a second video on a Tuesday, but hell, if you're still with me, I'm just going to keep going. But there's no reason for me to keep. We're going almost 22 minutes now. We're going to wrap this one up. But I got to tell you, I really like this whiskey. The Revelation double barrel whiskey. It is done very well. So if you get a chance, pick it up. I've seen this set before, but it's usually more like $25, or it has been in my neck of the woods. So I found it at a Total Wine for $14.99. So for $15 for 600 mil, three 200 mil bottles. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Probably worth the 20 to 25 to be honest with you, but man, that is a heck of a price. This bottle alone, the 750 runs about 60. So, or the MSRP, anyways. Anyways, I digress. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and biscuits. Oh, that first bit. Okay, whoo, now I can relax. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't get any on you. Monster, Tom, the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, prayer wisdom.